Have you ever felt the ground vanish from beneath your feet? Have you ever stared at your bedroom ceiling in the dead of night, an aching void in your chest and a knot in your throat, wondering where it all went wrong? That gut-wrenching sensation that a piece of your very soul has been violently ripped away, leaving behind a gaping wound that refuses to heal? You gave it everything, your trust, your future, your time, your very heart. You believed. And in the end, all that remained were the shattered pieces of your world and the silent, torturous question, why? If this pain is familiar to you, or if you harbor a paralyzing fear that one day it will be, then pay close attention. I am not here to offer you empty platitudes or to tell you that time heals all wounds. I am here to deliver the raw, unfiltered truth that could have saved you then and that can still salvage what's left of you now. The truth is that believing in love, as we've been conditioned to, is the swiftest route to self-annihilation. Romantic love, this glorified notion that another person will complete you, that a magical feeling will conquer all obstacles, is not just a lie. It's a venom that men willingly drink with a smile, mistaking it for the cure to their loneliness. And today, we're going to flush that venom from your system, one drop at a time. Before we dissect this grand illusion, let's understand its origin. Where does this almost desperate need to believe in happily ever after come from? It's woven in the songs we hear, the movies that move us, the fairy tales we're told from childhood. Hollywood, Disney, the entire cultural machine has engineered and sold an incredibly profitable product, the fantasy of redemptive love, the narrative of the prince who saves the princess, or the ordinary guy who through the sheer force of his love wins over the unattainable woman. It's a beautiful story with a single fatal flaw. It's designed for female consumption, but it's the man who pays the steepest price when he tries to apply it to the real world. A woman, despite being the primary consumer of this fantasy, operates on a much more primal and realistic level when choosing a partner. She might dream of the sensitive poet, but she commits to the man who demonstrates power, status, ambition, and competence. She joins the man who has built a kingdom and invites her to be his queen, not the man who abandons his own kingdom to live in her garden. And the naive man, conditioned by this romantic fantasy, fails to see this dynamic. He believes that love is a merit in itself. He thinks that if he loves enough, if he is good enough, attentive enough, he will be loved back unconditionally. And this is the first and most brutal truth you must internalize. The love a man receives from a woman is almost never unconditional. Unconditional love is for children and pets. A man is loved for what he represents, what he builds, the security he provides, the reality he can forge. Your love for her might be a force of nature, but her love for you is tethered to your value. The moment your perceived value drops, the moment you cease to be a pillar and become a burden, her love transforms into something else: pity, then resentment, and finally, indifference. Hypergamy isn't a curse. It's simply female nature seeking the best opportunity for her survival and that of her offspring. Ignoring it is like trying to sail while ignoring the wind's direction. You are destined to shipwreck. The second step toward destruction is perhaps the most common and catastrophic error a man can make: making a woman the center of his universe. Think of your life as a solar system. At its core, there must be a massive, blazing star. Your purpose, your mission, your career, your self-development, your legacy, everything else, friends, hobbies, and yes, your relationship must be planets orbiting this star, drawn in by its gravitational pull. The man who buys into romantic love does the exact opposite. He rips his own star from the center of his universe and places the woman there. Suddenly, his life orbits her.
His schedule becomes her schedule. His dreams are replaced by her dreams. His happiness becomes dependent on her mood. He skips the gym to spend more time with her. He neglects his friends because she doesn't like them. He gives up an ambitious project because it demands too much time and she feels lonely. He becomes a satellite, a celestial body with no light of its own, merely reflecting her glow. And what happens when a satellite loses its planet? It's lost in the cold, empty darkness of space. This is precisely what happens when the relationship ends. Because his life was her departure signifies the end of his life. He hasn't just lost a girlfriend, he's lost his access, his very reason for being. This is why we see men crumble so pathetically after a breakup. Men who had careers, fame, and money, like the public case of comedian Whindersson Nunes, who serves as a modern archetype for this tragedy. A man at the top of his game, who in the public eye appeared to make his relationship his life's primary project. When that project collapsed, the rest of the structure seemed to crumble with it. Depression, substance abuse, a radical image change that screams of a void needing to be filled. He wasn't destroyed by the woman, he was destroyed by the flawed architecture of his own life, which placed a load-bearing pillar on shifting sand. Your purpose must be non-negotiable. Your mission is your bedrock. A remarkable woman joins you to walk with you on that bedrock, not to become the bedrock.
This brings us to the third toxic tenet of romantic love, the inversion of roles. The romantic man, in his eagerness to please and prove his love, begins to adopt a feminine energy. He becomes the excessive caretaker, the one who always yields, the one constantly seeking approval. He becomes the one supporting her dreams to the detriment of his own. Understand this once and for all. Masculine energy is that of creation, direction, and conquest. Feminine energy is that of nurturing, support, and inspiration. A woman is drawn to a man's directive force. She wants to board your ship, to be the co-pilot on your vessel. She doesn't want to be the captain with you as an anxious passenger, constantly asking if she's happy with the journey. When you abandon your mission to dedicate yourself to hers, you are, in effect, energetically castrating yourself. You can pay for her college, finance her business, be the biggest fan of her career, and she might even thank you for it. But while she grows, propelled by your energy and resources, you are stagnating. You've ceased to be the ambitious, focused man she was drawn to in the first place. And nature is relentless. The woman, now on a higher level, will instinctively seek a man who is at her new level or above it. And who is that man? He is the man you used to be. She will leave you, taking with her all the investment you made, and deliver the fruits of that investment to a man who didn't have to lift a finger. A man who is simply focused on his own path. The pain of being replaced is excruciating, but the pain of being replaced after sacrificing your own identity to build hers is something that can break a man for good. You will feel used, betrayed, and the reciprocity you expected from your love will reveal itself as a knife in your back. Do not be the woman in the relationship. Do not live for her dreams. Have your own dreams, so vast and magnetic that she feels it's a privilege to be a part of them. Your role is to be the architect of the empire. Her role is to help decorate the castle, not to dictate the blueprint for the kingdom. Finally, the mindset that serves as the antidote to all this poison. The awareness that she is never truly yours. It is simply your turn. This sounds cold, cynical even, but it is the only liberating truth. The idea of ownership in a relationship is the root of all corrosive jealousy, insecurity, and complacency. When you believe she is yours, you lower your guard. You stop evolving. You become complacent, assuming a permanence that doesn't exist. The reality is that a relationship is a daily agreement renewed by attraction, respect, and mutual value. You weren't the first man in her life, and statistically, there's a high probability you won't be the last. Accepting this isn't pessimism,
It's realism. And this reality forces you to be your best self constantly. If you know the relationship could end at any moment, will you let your health slide? Will you stop studying, growing in your career, or tending to your mind? No, you will do the opposite. You will stay sharp, interesting, desirable, because you understand that maintaining her attraction is your responsibility. And more importantly, you build a life for yourself that is independent of your relationship status. Your plans are not our plans. You have your plans, and she is welcome to be part of them. If, for any reason, she decides to leave, what happens? It hurts. Of course it hurts. But your world doesn't collapse because your world wasn't built on her. You are the emperor of a solid empire. Her departure simply means the post of empress is now vacant, and an ever-growing emperor with a prosperous kingdom has no trouble attracting new, perhaps even better, candidates. The mindset that the loss is hers isn't arrogance. It's the natural consequence of a man who never stopped investing in himself. He is an asset that appreciates over time. If she leaves, she loses access to that asset. You, on the other hand, remain the asset. You move forward, stronger, wiser, and more valuable. It is this internal security that allows you to love in a healthy way, without desperation. You love her not because you need her to survive, but because her presence adds beauty to the life you've already built for yourself. And that is the only kind of love that doesn't destroy, the love that overflows, not the love that seeks to fill a void. So stop searching for the right person and begin the hard, glorious work of becoming the right man. Stop believing in fairy tales and start writing your own epic with you as the hero. Your mission is not to find a woman to make you happy. Your mission is to build a life so incredible that happiness is an inevitable consequence, and a fantastic woman is the partner you choose to share that abundance with. Love doesn't have to destroy your life, as long as you understand that the greatest love of your life must be for the man you're becoming every single day. If you've finally understood that you need to stop being a spectator in your own life and start being the architect of your empire, the next logical step is to learn the tools, to deeply understand the dynamics of attraction and how to build this unshakable value. Click the video appearing on your screen now. The journey to becoming heartbreak-proof starts there.